Welcome to another episode of The Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Well, people were waiting to find out what would become of the extension on the CBA between the WNBA and the WNBPA. And we found out last night, nothing. No agreement reached. I reported it last night in a post here on YouTube, and I had found the information on Twitter, and I shared this from Alexa Philippou's page. It says, statement to ESPN from the WNBA. The WNBA and WNBPA have agreed, they have agreed to something. They've agreed to extend the current CBA through January 9th, 2026, with either party having the option to terminate the extension with 48 hours advance notice. The WNBA and the WNBPA are continuing to work toward a new agreement. It's interesting when you look at the comments to see the wide range of response to this news. On one hand, you've got people who are saying, that's right, ladies, you make sure that you get paid what you're worth. Make them pay you. Stuff like that. And then on the other hand, you get people who are like, yeah, great move, ladies, from a league that never turned a profit, okay? And then, since I'm out of hands, somewhere in the air in the middle are the comments that are something like, who cares? Like, nobody's thinking cares, ladies, okay? Wherever you stand, you just heard what has happened. No agreement, another extension, this time 40 days until January 9th. Now, just about an hour ago from the time of this recording, Alexa Philippou posted something else. It is the updated numbers from the WNBA. What was offered? Updated. We know that the ladies of the WNBA did not agree to this offer. I'm just going to share it with you, and you can just decide what you think about them not grabbing onto this. So as you see here, this is from NBA Today. The caption tells us new reporting on the WNBA's latest CBA proposal. Now, this is a video, but because it comes from NBA Today, I'm not sure if YouTube is going to throw a copyright violation at me. So I'm just going to fast forward to a portion where you can actually see the numbers, and I'll just read them myself. So the league's latest proposal. Max salary in 2026 would be guaranteed $1 million base. Projected revenue sharing would push earnings for max players to more than $1.2 million. 2026 average salary projected over $500,000. Minimum salary projected over $225,000. And the salary cap would increase to $5 million in year one and be tied directly to revenue growth in each year of the CBA. I actually will share just a little bit, and hopefully it'll be okay out there in YouTube land, but I'm going to share this little bit where Alexa compares that 5 million salary cap to the salary cap currently in the WNBA. You can see the difference for yourself.
For a little bit of a frame of reference, the salary cap for 2025 is around $1.5 million. So these are different numbers, updated numbers than we saw from about November 18th when that last deal came out. We don't quite know right now what the players do think of this. Obviously, it was not enough to get to an agreement.
So I think Alexa said the salary cap right now is 1.5 million, and they're offering 5 million, but that was a no. So she says it's unknown what they think of it, but what is known is they didn't think enough of it to say yes. So what are your thoughts? Are these ladies shooting themselves in the foot? We don't know all the details. We know that these are the latest numbers, and apparently they weren't enough. The numbers were not enough. The revenue share was not enough. Whatever it is, here we are. I am going to say this, and I've said this many times, so I'm going to say it again. I'm all about people advocating for themselves. I don't have a problem with that. I think, however, that advocacy has to be rooted in reality, right? What that reality is, I don't know. I already shared with you the 3 levels of response to what's going on. You've got the group saying, ladies, 10 toes down, don't give in, get your money. Then you got the other group saying, you're not worth as much as you think you are. Okay. And then, of course, the group who says nobody even thinking cares. Here's what I'm saying. It would be a mistake for the WNBA, meaning the WNBA players, to not figure out how to work something out. I also, as you know, hear from a lot of people, whether it's a live stream, whether that means a public live stream, or whether it's the members' live streams, or if it is video comments. I hear from a lot of people. And these players run the risk of what some people are already experiencing, and that is fatigue with the whole thing. This is a good time for women's basketball. This is the time they have wanted for 30 years. I understand advocating for yourself. At the same time, you could push that a little bit too far. So what are we doing here? Like during the last extension, we heard from Alexa Philippou, part I didn't even play for you, that there have been talks for, over the weeks and everything. How far apart are we here? I think the fans would be really interested in knowing, like, we're very close. Like somebody can make a statement. They don't seem to have a problem making a statement about other stuff. They don't seem to have a problem. Nafisa Collier or going and speaking with the former vice president, Kamala Harris. They don't seem to have a problem to talk in front of the media on the last day. What do you call it? Exit interviews and use Caitlin Clark's name. They don't seem to really have a problem talking. I would be curious to hear. We are so very, 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 very close, but there's this one thing, even if you didn't tell us what it was, although, everybody would want to know, but I'm all for keeping that in-house, right? What is, how close are you? Like, what's the possibility? Now, what's 40 days going to do? Is it a situation where both sides are 10 toes down and nobody plans to move? And if that's the case, then don't waste our time and just say we're not going to get it done. If you got one group saying we're absolutely not going to budge and another group saying we're absolutely not going to budge, then obviously you've reached an impasse. You can't do anything. And I know people are going to say, well, that's the process. This is what you always do. You play the game. But does the public have the interest to hang in there? Or are you going? I even read a comment where someone was just like, I'm so done anyway. I'm so done with this. And I already am tired of the officiating in this league and what they allow to go on. I'm done. Okay, that's one person, or is it? Or is that one person speaking the sentiments of a whole lot of people? So 40 more days, maybe they don't need the 40 days. It says that they can terminate within 48 hours. We're going to find out what happens, but I just think there is fatigue looming, and also looming. You got Unrivaled, so there will be people, if they're looking to watch some basketball, they'll turn their attention to Unrivaled, because Unrivaled will start before January 9th, that deadline. And there's still talk about Project B. So there are other options. Then obviously women's basketball is going on, and so people are turning their attention anyway. But I don't know how good this is to continue to drag this out. And other questions that people have, and I'm hearing conflicting comments on this, is, will this delay like the expansion draft and free agency stuff? Like, it has to impact, right? Maybe you have the answers to those questions. I don't, but I'm kind of along with those people who's like, what are you doing? Move on, figure it out. What are you going to fix in 40 days that you could not fix already? somebody might want to make a statement and just say, hey, hang in there. We are so close, and we are feeling very confident that we're going to get it done. Listen, if you have not subscribed to the Adrienne Ross Show, this is where you want to be. It was so interesting, speaking of that, during a basketball live stream a few days ago, some of you were in the live stream, somebody came on. I didn't recognize his name, but I was communicating back and forth with people who were putting things in the chat. And he goes, like, for real? Is she really responding to people? And then I think it was Freedom. You guys know Freedom Runner. Freedom was like, yeah, she does that all the time. And he was just like, oh, wow, like, I'm down with that. If that's for real, I'm down with that. I guess he was shocked that people would have a community like I have at the Adrienne Ross Show, where during these live streams, we're chopping it up and we're going back and forth. I'm honored that he would think that was such a great thing. But it's the community that we have here, whether members, which are top notch people, but our members, our subscribers, just so appreciative. So if you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. If this might suit your fancy, also thumbs up this video. Also have a second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared, where I square off from A to Z. Go check that out as well. The link to that channel is in the description of every one of these videos. Okay, we rock on, and we'll find out what happens, I guess, in 40 days. That was enough time for Noah to... Anyway, I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.